So in this video, I'm going to do a parts layout and just a general description of kind of what the parts are doing in this Trane gas furnace. This is a high efficient furnace. Pretty sure it's a 95% efficient. You can kind of see the model and serial right there. It's kind of blurry, but the model is a TUH1C100A948TAA. So I'll just start from the top and kind of work my way down. Here's the burner assembly. This is usually sealed with a piece of metal over here with a little sight glass. I just took it off. It had 3 screws down here just so we can kind of see inside here. So this pipe right here coming in is your intake, and then over here is this one right here is your exhaust. As you can see, it's kind of tied in right here to inducer. But in here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in-shot burners. Over here we got igniter over there, and then over on this wire right here is our flame sensors. So when this thing ignites, the flame goes all the way down to the end. It senses the flame and keeps the system running. If this flame sensor is dirty or bad, or if it's not sensing flame, it's gonna cut out and trip out on a safety. Another thing to watch for on these Tranes is some of these igniters are 80 volt and some are 120 volt. So it's something you really want to make sure if you're ever replacing one with something that's not an OEM part. Right underneath here we got a high limit, one of the limit safeties basically. It is resettable. It has a manual resettable switch. Let's see if I can get this thing angled. You can kind of see it a little bit right in there, but you can click that and reset it. Another one, you got another limit right here. This one is not resettable. It would, once it cools down, it should reset. But that's how that one's set up. And then we have our gas coming in right here. There's a shut off here. And then the gas valve is right here going into the system. They come with this little on-off toggle switch. When it goes through the sequence of operation and everything's checking out, obviously it opens up the gas and we ignite up top here. Underneath we got a pressure switch, so this thing has to close, which means when this inducer motor kicks on, it's basically exhausting and it puts negative pressure and closes a little like switch inside this guy. And on this inducer we have a capacitor, and then we have the another limit safety on there. These pressure switches can go faulty sometimes from just like plug drains or stuff blocking the vents and stuff like that. I've seen birds and golf balls and Easter hay, all sorts of weird stuff blocking these. So just always look out for that. Sometimes these just go bad, and occasionally too. But we have a drain line coming off of here that can get plugged up sometimes, and then we have more drain line over here, and that drain line comes down and ties into this. It's like a little OEM P-trap for the drain, and so all your drains tie into here and then drain out and just gravity feed out. This one gravity feeds into a condensate pump since it's in a basement. And so once this fills up, there's like a little float switch inside this. And once it gets to a certain level, it kicks on and it pumps the water out this little 3/8 vinyl tubing. We have a transformer. It's basically taking 120 volts down to 24 volts. And then we have a door switch right here, which is tape closed. But this door switch, if you open this door and didn't have tape on it, it would kill power to the unit. It's just like a safety for when you're working on it. We have our blower housing right here. You can kind of see in there, there's the wheel. On this side, you can see the motor. Yeah, you can see the motor right back in there. And then it has all your wires coming off. Each of these wires usually has different kind of speeds and stuff like that for that motor. And they all tie into the board. You have your low volt on your terminal strip here for tying into like your thermostat and everything. This little LED can give you fault codes and for diagnostic and stuff like that. And then the boards are pretty simple. I mean, you got all your whites for neutrals and they're all labeled. You got a Molex plug for a lot of these low voltage safeties. But yeah, this overall is just your ignition control board, kind of the brain of this guy. And then underneath here, you got your capacitor for the blower motor. And then way underneath the unit, we got our filter track with a filter in it. That's pretty much everything in a nutshell on this guy. I mean, they're pretty straightforward, easy systems once you kind of work on a few. But that's the general layout of this Trane 90%er or 95%er higher efficient gas furnace. Any questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. All right, thanks.